Hello everyone, nice sunny day here in the UK. Welcome back. I have finished 2 books. Just want to briefly talk about them. Have I enjoyed them? What was the plot line like? Because I have taken this new attitude towards books as I'm just going to read them as and when. I'm not going to force myself, because what I found I was starting to do was treating it a bit too much like a job. And I don't want to do that, because reading is not a job, it's a hobby. It should be enjoyed. You should be enjoying what the authors wrote. So I have slowed down quite considerably. I don't want to be editing all the time, because I was editing quite a bit, and now it would be me doing it. So things are just slowed down and it's at my pace, and when I'm happy and ready to do that. So if I look a bit rough, sorry about that, just gonna have to deal with it. This is real life. And yeah, so first book. I just finished A Headful of Ghosts by Tremblay. Literally just finished it today. Bit of a weird ending. It's kind of a supernatural horror based around 2 sisters, Meredith and Mary, and their family. And it's based on the fact that Meredith and Mary have done or participated in a television programme called The Possession. There's things going on at the home, so a offer has been made by a production crew to film the goings on, and it's been put as in this book. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. I haven't done any research into it. But what I can say is, yes, it's a good story. Stephen King is quoted to say, "Scared the living hell out of me, and I'm pretty hard to scare." Then I must be very much harder to scare than Stephen King, because this did not scare me in the slightest. It had some small good horror elements in it. There's one particular scene to do with Marjorie. Sorry, I said Meredith, didn't I? Meredith is Mary. Marjorie's her older sister. It had one particular scene that was good with Marjorie, which was to do with an exorcism. But other than that, I didn't get the creepy deepy vibes as such. It was very reminiscent. Whether that was done on purpose or not, I'm not sure. But it was very reminiscent of The Exorcist. There was a lot of scenes that were like The Exorcist for me. Stephen Graham Jones was also mentioned in this, which I thought was quite cool. He was supposed to be a teacher in this. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Maybe Stephen Graham Jones was a teacher before he became an author. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It's not the worst I've ever read. I must be very, very particular with my horror. And I'm very desensitized, very desensitized. It would take a lot to shock me. I don't know what that would be. That would make me scared, but it would take a lot, I think. But yeah, the writing was good. The prose was good. Paul certainly sets the scenes for you. The one thing I didn't like was the ending. I found the ending to be very cut off. But then again, it is one of those endings where it's kind of left up to you to decide what the story has been. Where was he going with it? What's the purpose? What's the point? So yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. I would rather have had a bit more of an explanation, I think. Had it finished off for me or rounded up in some sort of way. So it's just kind of left open-ended. Now, I know on Amazon, this book gets sold as part of a trilogy. Whether it's actually a trilogy or not, I don't know. One of those books being Disappearance at Devil's Rock, and the other one's to do with the cabin. So whether they all sort of cooperate with each other, I don't know. But this one, it was okay. It was okay. He does good characters. He writes great characters. Like I said, his prose was good. He does take you on the journey. There isn't really much of the surprise factor or the shock factor. You find a piece of information out quite early on. So that shock factor could have been left to the end, maybe, for you to find that out. But I do think that those of us that are accustomed to reading mystery would have worked that one out. So I'm not sure whether that would have worked to leave it till the end. I think he probably did the right thing in introducing it when he did. But yeah, it leaves it kind of open-ended, and it's kind of, you are given what feels like hints as to what the open end is, and you make that judgment for yourself. So I've made my judgment as to what I think is supposed to be the outcome of this. But If you haven't read it, Headful of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay, I'd say give it a go. It's good. It's not bad. But yeah, I was just a little bit disappointed by the end. So that's that one. I know it's backwards because I'm filming on my phone. Then, again, another one that I just finished by Lisa Hall is The Mysterious Double Death of Honey Black. This is quite an interesting murder mystery. You are Lily, who is in 2019, and you are a cleaner, housekeeper at a hotel. And this hotel is famous for having Honey Black there as a guest. But in 1949, Honey Black was murdered in the Paul Williams suite. And you, along with your friend Eric, you being Lily, are about to go and clean the Paul Williams suite. And Eric is telling you the tale of, oh, this is the suite where Honey Black was murdered. And he's kind of dubious about going in there because he thinks it's haunted. And what then happens is you go into the bathroom, Lily, and you begin to clean it, and you bang your head, and you are transported back to 1949 in Honey Black's suite, with Honey Black being there. So the premise of this is you have to see if you can save Honey Black from being murdered again. So yeah, it's quite a good journey. You get to know all the characters surrounding Honey Black. She is a film star, so you're getting to know the directors, the producers of the film, the lighting crew. You get to know the people that work at the hotel now in 49. You also get to meet Honey Black's husband. You get to meet some of the stars from 1949, such as Ingrid Bergman, Clark Gable. So yeah, it's actually really a quite fun little adventure when you're in 1949. And a good portion of the book, well, the entirety of the book really is in 1949. So you have to adjust, because you're from 2019 as Lily, you have to adjust your way of thinking, because now obviously there's no mobile phones, there's no anything of what you're used to. So anything that you do has to go along with procedures of 49. So it takes Lily, the character, a bit of an adjustment to get used to that way of things. But she becomes Honey Black's PA, because Honey Black's not happy with her PA. So you showing up in her room, just all of a sudden, she now takes you on as her PA, and you as her PA now have to see, can you or can't you prevent Honey Black from being killed a second time? It had the ending I expected it to. I worked out who the murderer was. I would say probably 2/3 in. So it did, in my opinion, because I do like a murder mystery. I've read them for a very long time. So in my opinion, there was a little bit too many clues as to who it was. It tries leading you down paths of all other people, and there's a pretty good job done of that. You do start to sort of, if you do work out who it is, you do start to sort of second guess yourself as to, oh, maybe I could be wrong, maybe it is actually. But the fact is, it's just good. It's just good fun. It's a good, clean, time travel sort of murder mystery, with the predictable ending, but it's a nice ending, and it's a good, clean ending. So yeah, those are the two books that I have managed to read through. Other than that, all's well. I'm good. Like I said, having some problems with the fibro, but you know, what's new? Nothing's new. Filming in the kitchen on my phone, because the equipment isn't working, and I'm having a few house changes, changing the living room and so on and so forth, just to give you a few life updates if you're even interested. So I'm just going to come on and tell you about when I read, really. I'm not going to put myself to confirm any dates or times or anything like that. I just want to keep this as a hobby and not make it into a job, because it was starting to feel like a job, but I was doing that to myself. Nobody was doing that to me. I was doing that to myself. So I've just eased off, and I just want to enjoy it and just talk about books as and when there's something to really talk about. So yeah, other than that, I've got this kind of thought in my head that in September, I kind of want to try and read as many female authors as I can. But we'll just see how that goes, really. I'm very much a mood reader, and I don't think that kind of plays a part into why I can't constantly plan out videos or upload that regularly, because it depends on my mood. It's all down to my mood as to what I want to read. So I could be in the mood for a mystery, I could be in the mood for a horror. So there's no real point in me sort of trying to lay out a plan or a system or anything like that. So I'll just literally be nipping on as and when to say, this is what I've read, this is what I felt about it. And I'm just going to take my time and just enjoy my books. It may take me, you know, 3 days to read a book. It may take me 2 days or a day and a half, just like this one. I've been reading this one on and off for, I think, maybe over a week. Picking it up, putting it down. And this one I picked up yesterday. I read sort of 320 pages. Finished it off this morning. So it just depends. It just all depends where I'm at in my headspace, where I'm at on that particular day. So I'm not pressuring myself anymore to be committed to set days. I know people like that kind of routine, but let's face it, there's lots and lots of booktubers out there. I don't think I'm really needed to tell you what is good and what isn't good to read, but I've made this channel and I still want to talk to the people that have subscribed to this channel. I've made friends, and I don't want to be ignorant to that, but I am just going to do it at my pace and just enjoy reading again rather than feeling like it's a job. I'm just going to enjoy it. So that's it from me. If you want to check out those books, that is Lisa Hall, who wrote A Mysterious Double Death of Honey Black, and that is Paul Tremblay, who wrote A Headful of Ghosts. So yeah, check them out and I will see you again sometime soon. Bye bye.